to go ahead and open the council meeting at 7 o'clock. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Carol, roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley,
Present.
Mike Bright is absent, Grant Fuller,
Present.
Joe Palmer is absent, Megan Sheets,
Present.
Clarence Worthen,
Present.
Eric Woods.
Present.
Mike wanted me to let the council know that something came up important. He was not able to make it tonight. We apologize for that. Next, we have the minutes from June 13th, and it was a regular meeting.
I move we approve June 13th minutes.
I'll second. Roll call, please, Carol.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Grant Fuller,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Do we have any public comments? Nothing? Okay. Next on the agenda, we have ordinance number 22-11, and this is on the first reading. So if I could have a motion to either read in its entirety or by title only.
Move to read ordinance 2211 by title only. I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Grant Fuller,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods. Common Council, City of Frankfurt, ordinance number 22-11, an ordinance amending and restating ordinance number 21-15, setting the salaries and hourly wages for employees of the civil city of Frankfurt, Indiana.
The council, finance committee and myself had mentioned to talk about the stipend for the employees for this year because of the cost of living, the way it's gone up. So we wanted to some way help our employees out this year. We did have a supplemental distribution of some local income tax money this year of, what was the total? Probably over 200.
I don't have that.
Around $200,000, which would cover this cost. It's something that was never figured in that budget anyway for this year. So we came up with a $2,000 one-time stipend for each of our employees, full-time and regular part-time. It does exclude seasonal workers, elected officials, and I'm trying to think of who else we talked about. So the Board of Works is excluded, and our school crossing guards is people that work on a regular basis, full-time or in a part-time position. Does anybody have any questions or anything on that? I would ask if you would consider passing this on, suspending the rules and passing on for second and third, and hopefully we can get this distributed. You're thinking first to second week of July 8th? July 8th, if that's possible. In order for us to do that though, Les, tell us how it.
You would have to entertain a motion to suspend the rules, and that would have to pass by unanimous approval of the council that is present. And then to pass it on first reading, the ordinance would have to have a 2/3 vote, which would, in this case, require all 5 aye votes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to suspend this ordinance 22-11
Yes.
Yes.
and pass it for 22 third readings.
Okay. Do you have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Grant Fuller,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Okay.
I move we pass 2211 on first, second, and third reading.
I'll second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Grant Fuller,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much, and I know the employees are gonna be appreciative of that. The next ordinance that we're going to pass tonight is ordinance number 22-12. And
I
this
move
is a
we read 2212 by title only.
second. Roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley.
Aye.
Brant Fuller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Clarence Worthen.
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Additional appropriation ordinance number 22-12.
And this additional appropriation is for the paving money that we had left over this year after we did our match with the community crossings. Do you have anything to say about that tonight, Jason?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want me to speak on the 93 or?
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
Yeah, we, basically what happened was, when we, obviously put those out for bid, it came back in, the actual cost came back in lower than we expected. So obviously we have to return some of that money to the state, and this 93,000 would be what our, half is, that was remaining. So, you know, obviously we wanna try to do what we can to utilize that, obviously we'll have to decide what we want to do. You know, if we want to do a couple of small projects, and a couple, you know, a large project or something like that, that Mayor and I, Megan, and some other people have been talking about, you know, what we'd like to do. And we haven't come to a decision yet what we'd like to do, but we've been talking. So, just to give you an idea, obviously, I think you'll see the price of asphalt probably go up a little bit with what you're seeing with the cost of fuel. I don't know if that's the case. I just kind of look back and see what's happened in the past. And, maybe not. Maybe it'll stay right around. It came in, the biggest difference I saw when everything came down from Reeve Riley was we were estimated at, I believe, $80 a ton for asphalt. And it came in at $75 a ton. So when you're talking about $800,000 worth of work, that was a big chunk of why it was a little bit lower. But I'm thinking that could be close to that $80 a ton, maybe even a little bit more than that. I don't know. But I haven't really gotten much information from Milestone or anybody on that. But and we do have quotes out for our second round of paving now. I think we sent it out last Monday? Or last meeting. Those are open July 11th, I believe. But this year's the 93,000 was left. It's kind of our half that we would obviously have to go through with a request for quotes again and get that taken care of. So that's what that is.
And it's in MVH restricted.
I don't love suspending rules normally unless there's a good reason, but by delaying, is there a chance that we're gonna push you into even higher prices that you'd like us to do this quicker, or does it matter?
I think it's always a possibility. Obviously, the holidays come and things like that. I know things can increase all the time. I don't know. It's not looked good so far, Steve. So I'm not.
My gut is that there's that potential, and so I would move that we suspend rules until allow for the 3 readings.
We do have to have a public hearing
Then
on a salary
much
or
for
on an additional appropriation. So
I remove my motion.
I will tell you when I'm up here that just to give you an idea anyway, if things would stay the same, Williams Road was about that amount of money, what we did on Williams Road. So if it goes up, obviously, you know, that was pretty much from Walnut down to the bridge on Williams. So that kind of gives you an idea what it might be if we did one large project.
So if we have the public hearing at the next meeting, can we do second, third?
Yes.
Okay, so I encourage us to think about doing that.
Okay. That'd be great. That way we could go ahead and move
That's
on.
right, unless with that 93, we would have to do
That's
those
correct.
requests.
We have to make sure we have our 10-day notice in the paper though.
we will make sure we do that. Thank you.
I just couldn't remember what the plateau was on what we had to do with that. I was thinking 93 was, I think it was 50,000 where we had to request for bid or something. But
Oh, you mean on when we
we're
did
told,
it out?
you know, when we bid it out here, that should be there. So
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Jason? Okay. Thank you, Jason.
I'll make a motion that we pass ordinance 22-12 on first reading.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley.
Aye.
Brant Fuller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Clarence Worthen.
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Okay, ordinance number 22-12 passes on first reading. Next meeting, we'll have the public hearing, and if you want to suspend the rules at that time, second and third, you can do that. Next on the agenda is ordinance number 22-13.
Move to
And-
read by title only.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Roll call.
Steve Beardsley.
Aye.
Brant
Aye.
Fuller. Brant Fuller. Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Clarence Worthing.
Aye.
Eric Woods. Additional appropriation ordinance number 22-13.
Okay, do anybody have any questions on those additional appropriations? That is, for the raises, or not the raises, the stipends. That is, so we can go ahead and pay those out. Each one of those funds, which is the general fund, MVH, sanitation, and public safety lit.
Now, does that require a public hearing? So, we can't get it done by July 8th, then if this isn't approved?
Those lines should have funds to cover
Okay.
what we need to
Okay, so
do,
we
and
can
then,
go ahead and do the stipend
yes,
and then approve this after fact, okay?
yes.
Then
Thank you.
I move we pass 22-13 on first reading.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley.
Aye.
Brant Fuller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Clarence Worthing.
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Okay, ordinance number 22-13 passes on first reading. Next on the agenda, we have old business. I've asked Shane Sheridan to come this evening to talk about the Ready grant and give us an update.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Appreciate you giving me some time to share with our Ready. Of course, Ready is going about 90 miles an hour through the state. It's a $500 million project that was allocated by Governor Holcomb for 17 regions. It started out as 10 regions, and then they moved it to 17, as Clarence well knows. Clarence was on that committee, so we kind of battled through that. We knew that it was probably going to happen that way. But the 17 regions changed the amount. It was supposed to be $50 million per those 10 regions. But because of the 17 expansion, it made it go down to went down to 30 million. So, and then I was sharing with the finance committee earlier that 30 million then did not include like I think it was a 1.3 million administration fee. So we had to cut our regional dollars from about 54 million that where we started with all the projects down to 30, and then we had to cut it again about another 2 million. So we've had to do a lot of cutting, which the state has been very pleased with our region and how we have been able to come to the table and work through all of these numbers. So the good news is that we did have to cut some things locally. We had the trails program on the Cloverleaf, the roundhouse cleanup, that was part of that. Still on the docket, but those are the things that had to be the first to cut. We were able to keep the Career Tech Center and the Meadowbrook project. And so the Meadowbrook project is moving forward. The Coons family is working with the owned landowners to get that purchased. That should happen sometime, hopefully, close hopefully by the end of next month or early August. It's just going through some legal hoops right now to get everything finalized and finished up. And that is all of that land that sits right there on that Hoke jog or the Hoke Avenue right behind Ruler Foods, and then over on Haven Avenue. So, which would be about 139 new homes and an additional 159 unit apartment building with the added acquirement of the property of Mr. Cruz that they just finished, and they did close on that property. So we're excited about that. The Career Tech project is we're still working through that. The good news is that we have until June of 2023 to spend even just $1. We have to be able to show that we have started the projects. So we have pretty much a year from now to have any of our projects that we have been approved for to be not completed, but at least started. So they have to have been started by June of 2023. So that's where we are right now. We're still working through the process of finding the location and of what and all of our partners. We're working with an IU Health grant that's pretty significant. That is a very much of a deadline. July 15th is the deadline for that grant. So we're trying to get all of our partners together on the career tech side. So that's where we are right now. But the Ready, basically, it's just a matter of putting the invoices and putting that information into the portal when that time comes for monies to be reimbursed back to either the developer, or in some cases, I know you guys asked this question, so I did make a clarification. In some cases, those monies can be, reimbursed back to the municipal entity that is partnering. It just depends on how the municipality wants to handle that. So that's what I got.
Do we have any questions? I knew there were some, everybody's wondering about the Ready grant and where we were on it, so I thought it was good for Shane to come.
Yeah, I will tell you, there are some communities that the projects that were once approved, the state has come back and said, no, they don't cut the mustard, so they've been cut. So our hope is that they're gonna look at some of our second tier projects and maybe award some of the regions that are ready, because our region is ready to go. We've got multiple projects in our region. So that maybe that we would see some more money that would come our way, and that would allow us to be able to pick up a couple more projects. So, which the swimming pool was in a part of that too. So we're all in that tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but still might happen since it hasn't been built yet. So, any questions? All right. Thank you.
Shane.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Next we have new business. Todd, do you have anything from the utilities?
Sure, if you don't mind for a
I
second.
don't mind.
Just wanted to let everybody know, next Friday, July 8th, the utilities are having a company-wide cookout at Prairie Creek Park. And I wanted to invite all of you up here to it. It's gonna probably start around 11:30, go to a little after 1, but you're all welcome. And a couple of my guys have been spearheading it, and they're coming along well. But that's our plan. So building office will be closed from 12 to 1 so that they can all come at the same time and everything. So we're gonna try and get the whole utility group together in one spot.
Hey, that's great.
So, but you're all welcome to come,
Thank you.
July 8th, okay?
Yeah,
That's all I
appreciate that. Okay, thank you. Anybody else have anything in the audience? Nothing? God, you wanna say anything?
Let me extend this meeting a little bit. Thank you for allowing us to break ground today. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes, okay, that's good. Yeah, thank you.
It's a beautiful day for it.
Yeah, beautiful day for it. Okay, anything else? Do you have anything?
I just want to tell the council, I do have this one ordinance that we passed on all 3 readings to sign. So don't leave too.
Don't leave. Okay. Anybody have anything else? Okay, take a motion.
Go to adjourn.
Okay, we're good. Thank you, everyone.
I
Yeah.
got it.
Thank you.